Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged RuPaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
For the last time this season, he's the ultimate pig in a wig. Introducing Barney.
Oh! And at this point, the block button isn't enough. I need her dead. Yeah. It's Lukey. I saw that on Twitter. Someone had commented that. Like,
on what?
The block button isn't enough. I need you dead. Was that? Oh!
Well, you can go on the dark web and for $1,400 you can get someone to put, as they call it, CP in someone else's files and you can ruin their life.
Also, you can, as a frequenter of the dark web, you can order a hit on someone.
Obviously, that's like the number one thing you'd think would be on the dark web.
Well, drugs.
Well, are you a frequenter of the dark web?
I used to be. I mean, I don't anymore because it's actually a lot of hassle. you have a whole cabbage
onion.
Is it onion? Yeah, of course.
.onion.
Yeah, .onion.
And you have to have like a special
browser.
Yeah.
Have you been on it?
No, I was watching some whole YouTube thing about it the other day. It was telling me all this mad shit. They're all like the human leather company and stuff like that. Yeah.
Do you remember as well that I was telling you that like you can basically get any drug, and it works basically like Amazon, so that in order.
Oh no, we've had drugs delivered.
True. Oh, look at you hotting us up on the pod. But it basically works on like reviewing. So people will be like, absolutely lovely, gave me a lovely bouncy feeling. Blah, blah, blah. Be like, oh wow, yeah, it's got great reviews. 100 5-star reviews. Yeah, I'll go with him.
Would give to my Shire horse.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, let me put myself on silent because for God's sake.
We've got that last day of term feeling, haven't we?
Yeah.
Balls to the wall, nothing matters. Also,
for the first time ever, I'm holding my mic rather than got it on the mic stand, and I'm feeling fruity as fuck. Who knows what the sound will be like?
Cool story, bro.
Wow.
Should we tell them what we've been up to?
Right now, we're in the middle of London, in the middle of King's Cross, in the middle of the night. If you haven't seen what casting video is that from? It's Vivica Westwood Mugler.
Vivacia.
She's like, I'm in the middle of the Bronx, in the middle of the night. It's the best. Go and give. And also, Vivica Westwood Mugler, a little behind the scenes. She was one of the judges on Pose. She's like one of the ballroom scenes. She was giving you.
And why are we talking about her?
Claps. Because of. Do you know what clip I'm talking about?
No.
In one of the casting videos, Vivica Westwood Mugler.
Casting videos for what?
Drag Race.
Sure.
That's what this pod is about.
But when were they showing casting videos?
I'm just talking because in one of the casting videos, very famously, Vivica Westwood Mugler is like, it's basically in black, and she's like, "We're in the middle of the Bronx, in the middle of the projects, in the middle of the night." And it is so fucking. I'll see if I can find it. It's so good.
But sorry, is there relevance to this episode?
I was doing a spin on that Lukey.
Okay, I'm very confused.
Let the woman lol. Oh, some girls just don't get comedy. Anyway,
some girls want a man with a bling bling.
It's truly, we're fucking whacked out.
Well, we got 2 weeks worth of shit to catch you guys up on.
Oh yeah, because last week we were like, we can't be bothered.
Well, it wasn't even that. Well, maybe you couldn't be bothered. He was like, there's nothing to write. There's nothing to comment on this. And I thought, let me try. And yeah, literally, I'd be like, writing down the headings of what happens. Like, Kerry talks. It's like, yeah, there wasn't.
She looks nice.
But saying that, then I listened to Race Chaser. They managed to have an hour and a bit to talk about the reunion, but I guess they're professional podders.
Yeah.
Anywho, talking of the reunion, though, I would like to honourably mention Cornbread's Willow tattoo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kerry's narration.
Yeah. And
Diabetical's look, which is the best I've ever seen her look, although on Race Chaser they were screaming that the hair was too small.
I would like to point out that somehow we managed to, I felt like I was going insane watching it. I was like, why are we all sat round Diabetic as she is now crying? Because, oh, look at that. If it isn't the repercussions of your own actions, she's now sitting there crying, being like, I am now the victim and this has been really awful for me and I've had a really difficult time. And everyone's like, yeah, you were so unnecessarily nasty.
But would you change anything you did or take back anything you said?
Absolutely not. So
cool.
There's no remorse. There's no remorse, but you would like us to feel sorry for you. Okay, cool. And everyone was like, yeah, God, this has been really tough for Diana. What about the multiple people? What about Jasmine, who is trying to just go through her own gender experience on this TV? And The whole time she was just bullied.
She was in every
constantly by-
single fight, pretty much.
Absolutely constantly bullied by Daya, always. But we move. So what have we been up to, Luke's?
Well, the girlies went out in force.
5 minutes in, we ain't said a damn thing.
I'm trying to. You keep talking over me.
True.
We went to the last ever Sink the Pink, which was cute.
Did.
Although I would not recommend Printworks for anything other than rave because it's just too bloody big. You can't see shit. We apparently Scissor Sisters and what's the
Nadine
sweet
Coyle, with the legs.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't in the room when she was there, but I was definitely in the room when Jake Shears was on,
Vula
but couldn't
from
see him.
Basic
Yeah,
Jacks.
couldn't see her. It's like couldn't see any of the dancing.
Couldn't see anything. At one point, Luca would be like, "Oh look, it's so and so in our wig," or "Oh look, it's Joseph, it's Grace Shush, it's Georgie," or whatever. And I was like, I had mainly because of the mind-altering drugs that I was on, but I was looking down and I couldn't even like pick people out.
Maybe it's time
That's
for an
how-
eye test.
Well, truly,
You should get to Specsavers, girly.
If that ain't the truth, Ruth.
And then this week we went to this sick thing called Dopamine Land, which is loads of just like different rooms and photo ops. And
Give you dopamine.
I guess it did because I was quite tired before, and then it gave me a real spring in my step.
Yeah.
And the last room was just like a pillow fight room with UV light that was just playing "Set You Free" by Entrance on a loop, and we beat the shit out of our pregnant friend Maggie. So that was cute.
So it was all worth it. Actually, I'd paid £20 to do that again.
Yeah.
What is that? Everything that we've been up to? I feel like you've got a very comprehensive.
We're currently midway through a triple stack 40-inch wig. It's taken me a day and a half of backcombing, and I've used over a full can of the extra large silhouette hairspray. It normally lasts about 2 weeks.
What I love is when people who don't have any understanding of hair or wigs.
Hope she's
are
not
like,
listening.
I hope she is. I hope she is, because there ain't no shame in her game. It's like, this is what I want, and you're like, okay, but like that is probably going to be very. Yeah, it's probably going to be very heavy. It's probably going to be very big. And she's like, I don't care. Do what I say. And it's like, we are
Give
your
me
master.
the hers.
Yeah, like it's. And so this is going to be. It's going to be a real feat of engineering, and hopefully something's going to come fantastic of it. Just watch as this, like, now we'll put up a photo of it and the 20 orders for the same thing in one week. And be like, no, girly.
No more triple
And
stacks.
I mean, yeah, unless you got a spare. I'm not even going to say how much it was.
Well, let's get on with the show, shall we?
Oh.
Previously on RuPaul's Drag Race.
It's interesting because I haven't actually written anything for previously, but
You just
it
wanna
was a
play the sound.
reunion.
Yeah.
And we just spoke about it. So, yeah, the girls reunited. It felt so good. And nobody left.
And now we're at the Flamingo.
Oh, lolly.
How fucking gorge is Las Vegas?
Oh, I love it so much.
So, what is your favourite thing about Las Vegas? Wow.
I don't know. What's your favourite
I
thing?
should say at this point that Lukey has lived in Las Vegas. She did a residency.
I had yes, we were top billed residency for 2 months.
At what theatre? What hotel?
The Hilton. It was off the strip.
Off strip.
Only one off. I don't know. What's your favourite thing about Vegas?
I would say my absolute favourite thing about is like the mixture of, I was going to say new Vegas, but it's like, even the new Vegas feels nostalgic and dated, but like old, I love like the Golden Nugget when you can go
Downtown.
down to, downtown Vegas.
If you haven't been to the Golden Nugget, it has a water slide that goes through a swimming pool that has a shark tank in it.
That's rowdy as fuck.
It was fucking cool.
And the Stratosphere, because I'm a Drenny junkie.
Yes. That's where I had my reception after my fake Elvis wedding in Stratosphere.
Tell the dolls, tell the divas.
Well, I got married in Vegas. That's all you need to know. Well, it wasn't real marriage. It was because we were like, we're going to be here for 2 months. You think I'm not going to have an Elvis wedding?
Yeah.
So basically, me and my friend, we got like the marriage license and booked in the Elvis thing.
Just a reminder that they say gay people destroy the sanctity of marriage. But carry on.
Thank you. I never said what gender my friend was.
I know him.
But by the time we'd paid for everything, the marriage license was then like another like few $100s. We were like, whatever. So we did just like a commitment ceremony, but it was still good. Had bridesmaids. I had Elvis. He was doing very many Elvis puns. It was live streamed on the internet. So my mum and my ex-friend were watching it at like 7 a.m.
How committed would you say the man that was dressed up as Elvis was to the illusion?
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the
down
worst-
at the Little Chapel of Love.
I can't remember what ours was called. It wasn't that
imagine the Little
though.
Chapel of Love.
It wasn't. There's like 20 million of them. But the
for the
worst
sake
thing
of
of
the
the
story.
whole thing was after that, I was like, I'm going to keep my wedding ring on so that if horrible men come and talk to me, I can be like, sorry, I'm married. And I'd say that of these horrible people that did then approach me, a good 60% of them would be like, I don't mind, or that's okay. It's like, no, this is me telling you.
It's like a fucking challenge
fuck off.
to them, isn't
yeah,
it? Like,
gross.
wow, it's like a magnet.
Disgusting!
I also deeply, deeply love Las Vegas buffets as a heavy set girl.
Well, I've only been to one, but it was very exciting.
Just absolutely fantastic. Get yourself down to, what were we in? Were we in Palms last time?
I can't remember.
We were in Palms, or the Win is a very famous, fantastic one. But
the Win is posh. Encore and the Win are very posh.
Absolutely love Vegas. It is. If you haven't been, go down Vegas. It's absolutely the weirdest fucking place in the world, especially at night. Like when you're walking down like the strip at night, and they have perfume, don't they? Blasted through the street, and they play music in the street. There's speakers in like the shrubbery and stuff. It's fucking insane.
When I was leaving Las Vegas, no connection to the film.
Yeah.
It was winter and there was loads of storms. And basically my flight was delayed. So they put me up in the Tropicana hotel for a night. And when you go in there, as soon as you walk in, it smells of coconuts. Just like the whole place, everywhere in it. It was fucking dreamy. I loved it.
That is so gorgeous. When I think of Las Vegas, I think of like Motley Crue and strippers. And even
I met Vince Neil in Vegas. He came to my show.
Didn't you?
Singer of Motley Crue. Thank you.
But weirdly, I think of like the Girls, Girls, Girls video, but I'm pretty sure that the Girls, Girls, Girls video
They're
was
talking
filmed
about LA.
LA, yeah. I was about to say. I think, in fact,
the names of the clubs are all the LA clubs.
Isn't it the Body Shop that it's filmed in?
I don't know.
But the
Crazy Horse.
Yeah, they talk about. But in the Girls, Girls, Girls video, whatever club they use looks very like Pepper Mills. And I think that's why I'm thinking of it. The inside of Pepper Mills. It's all like
the restaurant?
Yeah. It's all the neon pinks and stuff.
Sure.
That's what I'm thinking of. But for some reason, I really think of like stripper. Maybe it's your connection to Motley Crue because, I mean, obviously a metal band is going to become obsessed with you during a residency.
I feel like Vince Neil's got his own like restaurant in one of the clubs there. Sick. Like a Tex-Mex or something.
Love. Maybe it's the owner of Benihana.
Maybe.
No,
well, we know
the owner of Benihana is
Steve
Aoki's dad. Yeah, mental. But yeah, I think of strippers, but actually, do you think of... Sorry, really going off on a Las Vegas
start talking about Drag Race?
Do you think of Las Vegas as like shiny celebs and like glamour?
No, I've seen the seedy side.
Yeah, the seedy underbelly, me too. Okay, let's talk about Drag Race. We're back at the Flamingo. And I'm so glad that they're doing live shows now. In Vegas. That feels a real next level of glamour.
That is the ultimate showbiz.
And we are invited to see the divas of season 14?
Yes.
Yeah. And their drag prompt is Viva Drag Vegas. Now, I would ask what you would do I'm going to ask what you would do for this, but I think we've covered this before, haven't we?
Have we? A Vegas one?
Or is it just because your general brand would be
Well, I think we spoke before because my show name is Lukey Luck because she is master of the bingo balls. So initially I thought if I ever got on Drag Race, I'd want my entrance look to be something like casino based. But then Janie Jacquet just did something like that.
Oh, and what's her name?
Pangina.
Yeah.
But Janie's was more kind of how I imagined mine, but hers was a lot more costumey, a lot more, So I actually thought maybe I would just go... The best show I've ever seen in Vegas is called Jubilee, and it's like proper showgirls. It's literally like they move panels and then there's just like a staircase with like 100 other like new girls and just like girls coming up from the floor, girls coming from the ceiling. So I think I would just standard, just like thong, pasties and ostrich. Maybe a couple of those furs that hang off your arms like little tails.
Super cute.
Literally that.
Super cute. I would do a take on... I'm sure I've spoken about on the pod as well, on in the Absinthe show, which is at, I think it even might be at the Wynn. It's at one of the big hotels. They have a revolving door of acts that basically Raquel Reed does. I've spoken about where she does the thing where she's dressed up as the monkey. Maybe do an ode to that, because at this point, the thing that I don't like about Viva Drag Vegas is like you either go super fucking bait. And before I saw this runway, I could have named you 5 things that people were dressed up as, and every single one of them was done.
What were they?
Miss Congeniality 2.
What was that?
Deja.
Oh, I thought that was just any other showgirl outfit.
Oh, no, that was like a direct thing of her. Obviously, just like classic bait showgirl, which is what George just did.
Well, everyone, basically.
Elvis.
I thought more people would have done Elvis.
Yeah, also I would have thought that like a take on Dita would be done, which it was.
Who was that?
What's her name? With the men, diabetical.
Sure.
But yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's just like only so many paths you can go down, and I don't know.
So you just got to make sure your ostriches are bigger and your rhinestones are shinier than everyone else's.
But then it's like the girls have got money now, you know, like doing a good showgirl is. I think all of them did quite a good showgirl. None of it.
Wow, let's talk about it.
True. First,
so wait, what would you have worn?
That
what?
Like, the monkey outfit.
Sure.
So like half human, half monkey, half ape, I think. First up, we have the jubilant return of Junie J, serving golden lava.
You're boring.
Wig is a human unit by Lorenzo Devonte, who works at the Bay Area. He's a celebrity artiste.
I love the name Devonte.
Yeah, and Lorenzo Devonte. Okay. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's shiny, but it's just so boring. I was trying to go through my notes. Remember the other day I said this reminds me of my AliExpress kind of Turkish bride dress. It's basically that, like a dress with like little wings on it.
Yeah. So boring.
It's just like it's come to the end of the series and I have no idea who you are with these looks. But I know that's a bit unfair as she was only in 2 episodes. But I knew who Layla McQueen was after 1 episode. So 6 truffles.
A finger-biting weirdo. She, I must say though, her face was stamped. It was beautiful. I wish we'd got that face all season.
Maybe.
When she came through.
Maybe? Sure.
Thought she looked heavenly. I also gave it a 6. Next up, we have Miss Alyssa Hunter serving peacock plumes.
PR in the house!
By Drag Lab Wigs.
I thought she looks beautiful. The colours are gorgeous. I didn't really understand the dress because it was like half neutral feather print and then half like massive bows.
And then it had like weird sort of like bows on the hips and...
But I appreciated the dinero, SFX.
Very busy, I thought. But she seemed to like it.
I gave it 7.
I gave it 6. Then next up, we have Miss Cornbread, the Snack Jetée, Seven Beauty and the Beast.
Incroyable!
Wigs by Wigs by Cross. And she was in Julian Mendez Couture, who also did Jada and Kerry Colby.
I obsessed with this. It's so well done. The prosthetics look great. The dress is great. It's not too fancy dress. I love that she totally ignored the styling prompt. Fuck your Vegas shit. 10 truffles.
Love the prosthesis. Very campy, very costumey. And say it with me. Big, wide titties. Gorgeous. Yeah. I loved it. I gave it 9. Next up, we have Ms. Orion Story serving what I originally wrote down as pink puss. But actually, it was a dragon.
It was a dragon. Psychedelic
I'm glad
dragon.
you got that. But hair and costume made by her. Cute.
I actually love this crazy stole. The scales of it reminded me of Falcor the Luck Dragon from Neverending Story. And then I thought maybe that's the link. Orion Story. Neverending Story.
Okay.
And I quite like the psychedelic dress. Like, it was never going to be like a showstopper from her, but I thought she looked
Imagine
cute.
someone saying that about you. Like, they would never stop the show, but...
I gave it 7.
I'm just disappointed that we never really saw the puppet move. I thought there was going to be something.
It's a stole.
No, it's a puppet. She had her hand in it. The mouth moves up and down. I saw it on the.
Well, then that is dumb. Then.
Yeah, but she didn't do anything with it, which is strange. But I gave it 7. I thought it was fun, and I liked the beat.
Great.
Next up, we have Madeline Morphosis serving the king.
A hunker, burning love.
I should point out, first of all, that her hair was done by the Hair Witch. There's actually a video online of the Hair Witch doing it on her head, which seems mental. Continuing.
What? She styled the wig on her head?
Yeah! She like put up a video of her and she's like teasing it like on her head. It's like, okay.
What? That must have been glued like nobody's business.
At this point, is she trolling? There are 60-year-old men 2.5 miles down the road, literally, that wed you in the Little Chapel of Love, that have more of a commitment to drag than she does.
Well, yeah, I thought that you're just in, like, Elvis basically was in drag. So if you're a drag queen, you need to be double that. You can't just be in...
And if you're going to go head-to-head with these icons of the strip that are dressed up as Elvis day in and day out, I'm going to need to see some drag, mama. Like, she looked like a clown. And has she not subjected us enough to... hetero references? Do you know what I mean? Like, this feels very motherfucking hetero.
I mean, don't talk about hetero references and then mention Kerry Colby.
What?
What, in the Avengers Thanos outfit? Thanos.
She's Tranos. How dare you?
No, but that is a
Is
straight
that what
reference.
it was?
Yes.
Oh, I've written being I have no idea what the reference is for this.
Yeah, it's
But
Thanos.
we leave us to our Charlie XCX and Astroglide.
Yeah,
this
please,
feels
you can keep 'em.
aggressively straight, and I feel like she's done that a lot. It's like, don't be in a queer competition and then give us all these straight references. What did you think? I gave it a 5.
I actually haven't even given it a thing, so I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know. What did you think of it?
Like I said, it was just basically a standard Elvis costume. There wasn't like any elevated drag elements to it.
And the face as well. And the hair. Like, just everything about it. Just like...
I didn't really have a problem with the hair. I'd rather that than like a quiff.
True. But yeah, if you couldn't tell, not a fan. Next up, we have Ms. Kerry Colby serving Tranos.
Tranos herself.
Can you take us through what the reference is? Because
The reference is Thanos from the Avengers.
the Avengers.
Yeah.
Sure. Wigs by Hassoon, which was inspired, if you didn't guess, by Christoph Mecca for Cam Hugh, who you're about to fucking learn and you're about to know about in Drag Race France, because she's one of the
When is that
contestants.
starting?
I don't know. We will not be doing a pod, as let the girls have a summer. What did you think?
I think it's incredible, that honey blonde on her with the gold and her skin tone, heavenly, 10 truffles.
Did the random dragline generator just glitch? Why the fuck does she own 51% of this company?
What?
When she came out, Michelle Visage went, she owns 51% of this company. And then she came out dressed like that. It was like, she's in an ethereal golden goddess outfit. What?
We use that recycled line when people are doing business fish.
Business. Yeah, like absolutely meant to. It was just like, at this point, they just run out of things to say. So she's just like, you got me, gal. It's like, what? Like, absolutely mental.
I got me, gal.
Wig was heaven. Couldn't get over it. Have you seen a close-up photo of it?
No.
So gorgeous. And I love the Moschino style jewellery like Bella wore to the Met Gala. She had them sort of like coloured rings on. Bit of coloured glass for you.
Coloured rings? What, not on the glove? Was that
It
to
was
match the glove?
coloured glass jewellery. Like, you know, like how Bella wore it. She had them full
don't
gloves.
Check for Bella.
Bitter and hated.
But you're talking about the Thanos glove,
I don't know. It's like I don't even know the reference. So
because the stones on that glove things. Is that what you're talking about? The jewellery, or has she got something on
the
their
jewellery.
No, that's Thanos.
What, he likes a bit of jewellery, a bit of costume
They're
jewellery.
the Infinity Stones. If you have all of them, then you can control everything.
Sure.
But she
Okay.
actually is missing one, unless she is the fifth one.
I think she's the missing Horcrux, isn't she? Our girl. I loved it. I gave it 9. Next up, we have Jasmine serving Emerald
You're boring.
Titty. Triple stack from Wig Chapel. Love to see it. Well, I do. You don't.
I thought it's like a nice wig, but it's just that's too much hair, and it's not even doing anything exciting. It's just sitting there being curly.
I thought it was camp. I thought it was simple.
I thought it was
The wig I thought was camp.
Sure.
Just like so much hair. I thought it was simple. I thought it was elegant. It didn't blow my socks off, but I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 6.
So it was simple and
I thought it was boring.
effective. Next up, we have Deja Sky serving Feather Hustler.
Such a cute little smiley face when she's coming out, isn't she?
Isn't she? I just can't see anything apart from Patrick Star, though. So.
I love the feather headdress, but the rest of the costume didn't seem to match. Like the yellow on the feathers was a different yellow to the yellow on the body. But
She's a
as
seamstress.
per,
Yeah, in true upkeeping with how she's brought all of her outfits to this season. I thought the colours were nice. Thought the Miss Congeniality 2 reference was nice. We'll pop up a picture on the pod of old Sandra Bulls in the...
Sandy Boot.
And I give it a 7. I thought it was
I
fine.
gave it a 6.
Okay.
Is that the highest you've rated her this whole season, do you think?
Probably. Next up, we have Georges serving Showgirl, question mark?
I just wish she had been given gorgeous showgirl smile from ear to ear. Like,
You do love a smile from ear to ear, don't you?
but just she's like showgirl smile. Like she looks. Why are you giving
7
stanky face?
cunt.
And the headdress seemed a bit weird. Like it was meant to be like sitting high on her head, but then like it's like she needed like a bang underneath, or it needed to become lower. Something was off about the headdress, but it was sparkly. I gave it 6.
I gave it 7. I thought it did what it said on the tin, but just very, very, very basic. Can I just point out that if you go onto Georges's Insta, there's a whole little story section of Jorge looks as the boy. And when I tell you, it sent a shiver down my spine. He could pass for 11 in some of the photos. He is so, like, how he looks in that little rain jacket in his interviews. He looks about 10 years older than he does in some of the videos.
Well, maybe they are from...
Nope, they're from less than a year ago. It's absolutely fucking terrifying. There's like quite a few photos of him like topless in the mirror in his underwear, and I had to skip past them because it felt like I was
CP.
My phone was going to get flagged or something. Absolutely terrifying. Next up, we have Ms. Angeria Paris Van Michael Southern Belle from the ACL.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
What fucking hell?
Hair from Edward Scissorhands.
You could see that she's laughing when she comes out because she knows how...
Ridiculous.
That's so ridiculous and outrageous, but so...
Vegas
drag.
Now, Mama, that's some theatrics. That is actually, she's wearing a whole theme park up there.
Isn't
That is fucking nuts. I actually didn't like it though. It's like it's as an experience, as a visuale, sure, great, big, sparkly, crazy, but I don't like it.
I gave it 8 truffles.
Wow.
I thought the blue looked great with the blonde hair on her, and it's just like, that's the only one that I went like, oh my God.
Vegas.
Yeah.
I still gave it 7 though, because I thought so much.
That's a show-stopping.
So much NRG has gone into that. Like, you've got to. And then next up, we have Lady Bosco.
Normally you say a little something about...
Yeah, I couldn't really think... Can I be honest? The wings were throwing me off so much. As soon as I wonder whether they like hit on the side as she came out or whatever, but did you notice that her wings were wonky?
No.
The wings were like, one was like...
The wings were wonky.
And they were just she really came out with that sort of like Carol Burnett energy though. Did you see that sort of like, it was a bit like, you know how Magnolia Crawford comes out in the reunion?
With the dice.
How. She was really like smiling and giving like a sort of like camp, which made me laugh. But yeah, I was just, it was all very gorgeous, but the wings were just throwing me off.
Mm-hmm. I thought it's a shame we didn't see her in red hair as much in the show, because I really enjoyed seeing it on her. I just found the look very confusing. So obviously, like, the wings and the like horns were giving Demon Queen.
Yeah.
But then, like, what was like the big silver kind of like almost half moon thing on her waist,
me, honey.
and then like feathers on the slit. It's like they've had a glam dress and then like a demon element, and then just like chucked them together. But I still gave it 8 truffles.
What is a Bosco?
I don't know.
No, it's a name that she's made up. It's not like a thing.
I think it's like a brand. On Race Chaser, it says like a brand of like chocolate you can add to milk, and they thought that's why RuPaul was saying something in the milk ain't right.
Oh, right, sure. Oh, I thought it was like something from like demonology.
Why don't you do a quick Google? In Bob's Burgers, they have the policeman's called Bosco, Detective Bosco or something.
But I gave it 7. I've given a lot of them 7 because I did thought it was fun and I did like the beat.
Good.
Next up, we have Miss Diabetical serving Dita. And the hair was by her. She did her own hair.
Oh, that's nice.
I thought the face looked very beat. The colours were very gorgeous. Definitely do you know the carousel horse?
Now you've said it, I do, yeah.
And I think a good way to go, if you're going to go showgirl, you might as well go one of the most famous showgirls with like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I know this exact reference. So I think, yeah, sure. I said I gave it 8, but that seems a lot. No, I did. I thought it was actually quite gorgeous.
Ow, just banged my nose on the microphone. I thought the face was gorgeous, but please, as a matter of urgency, these top hats have got to go. I mean, at least this was a reference.
I was going to say the only time that I feel top hats are acceptable is like in this very specific reference of like...
Why are you just always choosing references with top hats? Like, stop it.
Let the top hats go, honey.
Sidebar, on QI the other day, they were talking about the first time people wore top hats, and it was recorded that this man went out and the dogs in the street started barking and women were fainting at the sight of this very tall hat.
Why would you need it to be so tall?
Why would you be so shocked by it? Like, grow up. I gave it a 7.
Definitely, I thought it was fun. I liked the beat.
Cute. Okay. Then next up, we have Ms. Lady Camden.
That was me trying to do a horse.
You are a registered horsey girl, and I am registered to need horse medication.
True.
By the doctors. I'm going to need you to talk me through this one. Did you understand any of this outfit?
Well, obviously I was immediately drawn in with the horses, but then I don't know why a gorgeous show pony would be pulling a carriage, because it seemed like
Is that what it was? A carriage?
It looked like it to me, like she had sort of like wheels.
It was Marco.
Really?
Yeah, it's custom Marco.
I thought the bit was really hot though.
Oh,
Which is I was like, oh, that's sexy.
Even after seeing it twice, I was literally like looking at it. I was like, so she's a horse, but then she takes the horse mouth off and she's not a horse anymore. It's like,
she was still a horse.
Well, she had the bit in,
her
but it was
mouth.
then when you looked after she took the horse like nose and mouth off, it was like you don't really look like a horse anymore. And then it's like, and then what are these like fucking weird golden gates that you're standing in front? I was so confused by the whole thing. But she seemed to like it.
Another slight pet peeve of me was that she had like a white tail, but then there was no mane. Unless, well, I was saying that then the mane would have been plaited underneath the feathers, but I don't know. That just seemed weird to me.
I didn't understand any of it, to be honest.
But I thought, I've got to say, since the break, she's come back and her makeup is a good 15% more gorgeous.
She's got a top lip now, so that's cute for everyone.
But like the eye makeup is really gorgeous, I think. I gave it 7.
Okay. Then, last but never least, we have Miss Willow Pill. This was so fucking bizarre. Had no idea about the reference. Didn't understand it at all. Fucking loved it. Gave it a 9.
Yeah, I didn't really get what the spin was. So I looked on her Insta and she said it's a post-apocalyptic showgirl inspired by bloody animes like Kill la Kill and Demon Slayer.
Okay.
So now I can understand a lot more what's going on. It was cool to see
that big
an
lobster
adapted...
pincer. Yeah, pincer.
Wasn't it a knife?
Sure.
I thought it was like a sword. It was definitely my favourite headpiece for sure.
100%. It looked very well done. Yeah.
And I liked, just like different types of feathers and they were like different directions. I gave it 8 truffles.
Cute. I gave it 9. Okay, girly, it's time. For the last time this season, let's talk Zinger and Minger.
Does it brighten up your world? Is it a zinger? Does it make you want to hurl? Is it a minger? Zingers and mingers.
Come on, Miss Luck. What was your zinger?
Well, this was quite hard because there were so many headpieces.
Yeah, true.
Zing, I'm going to have to say Kerry and her golden radiance.
That was mine.
Minger, I'm going to have to say Dyer because she threw a top hat on it.
Mine was Maddie. Sorry to the hair witch. It was not the actual hair itself. It was more that with the very cookie cutter Elvis outfit and then just having that hair, I wanted something better for the girl. Next up, we have Lady RuPaul entering.
This was my first giant scream of the night.
Why? Because of the outfit?
No, because she came down from the ceiling.
Sure. Really getting their money's worth with that that little rig they've got in for when Derek Barry drops from the ceiling.
Oh, is that who it's for?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Derek.
how she comes in. I really want to see the Drag Race live show. I know it's supposed to be absolute dog shit, but...
Is it?
Yeah, it's supposed apparently just the girls look like so tired in it. Just
how many shows they do in a
8
week?
shows a week, honey. They're on the strip.
8 a week. What's that? A day off and then a matinee and an evening on Friday, Saturday.
You'd have to do... Yeah, you do 2 matinees and 1 day off.
Oof. I'm going to tell the hangers on, and that's you lot listening, by the way. I've just coined that.
Hangers on. Yes.
My dream Las Vegas bingo entrance that I always wanted. Well, I wanted when we were in Vegas, but obviously it didn't happen. Is it? What are those kind of old-fashioned films called with all the lovely ladies?
Busby Barkley.
I thought I was going to say Buzzy Bee.
Buzzy Bee.
So imagine you're all sitting there, and then there's like a pool in the front, and then a gorgeous, I guess, encrusted with Swarovski crystals, giant bingo ball rises with smoke out of the water.
Very sort of Ethel Merman.
I don't know.
The swimmer lady from the old Hollywood films.
Well, then, yes.
Yeah.
And then it would open with smoke and then I would step out of it like a gorgeous angel. But when I was typing this down, I realised you would never want this because it's my worst nightmare, basically, to be in a small closed thing underwater with nothing to help me breathe. So I think I would panic attack all my makeup off if I was actually doing that, which is a shame because really getting my Venus fantasy.
Yeah.
Do you have a dream entrance?
Yeah, well, shot out of a cannon, as always. But if it was a bingo entrance...
No, any entrance, just your dream entrance.
Well,
shot out of a
my
cannon.
dream entrance for any show, unfortunately, Callie Uchis has recently done this, but a giant oyster shell would come up out of the water and open, and I would be inside.
So you're copying me? Yes. Let's just move on, I guess.
Sorry, I also need to make a redaction. It's not Ethel Merman. Ethel Merman is, "There's no business like," the woman that everyone takes the piss out of her voice. I can't think of who that woman is. The very famous old Hollywood swimmer actress. Sorry, but continuing.
Back to RuPaul though. After the initial shock, it was such an anticlimax. Like, these boys come on stage to watch her just like shuffle forward a few steps and then they just go back. And then the outfit, I don't really understand why there were these like horizontal like seams on the sequins. It was
Esther Williams. Sorry, I just had to
There you
jump
go.
that in there. She was basically just in like a sort of. I thought it was going to be like a reveal because I was like, don't tell me that fucking like weird silver like just like pull throw over. It's going to be her look. Madness.
probably to keep the joggers on underneath, maybe.
Probs. What did you think of the sort of were they like locks? The sort of like lock wig. That's how sort of I read it.
Was it? I thought it was just a normal sort of.
Oh, I sort of read that they were sort of like in locks and they were tied up.
Well, maybe we need to find out about this.
Could you believe when they kept on cutting to the audience, how many finger-wagging divas were in the audience every time it cut to them? It was just like there was like a whole new group of like 20 gays in shirts that were 3 sizes too small for them, just like wagging their fingers.
Oh, I thought you meant like past divas, because I was going to say, I felt like there was, normally there's quite a lot in the crowd, but
there
like
was none.
No.
That was actually my, I'm going to have to think of another thorn. I just couldn't believe how little like actual like drag queens there were in the audience. Just every time you cut to it, just a sort of like Friday night at Mickey's.
Maybe because in LA it's easier to get the girls in. But I mean, Vegas is pretty close to LA.
And just think of all them poor abandoned glory holes in the state of Nevada, because they've just got all of the. Maybe they just put an e-shot out on Grindr, just being like, "Listen, we need the theatre full. Bring your best bum buddies."
And then we have the platinum gold dancer herself, Michelle Visage.
Would you refer to her as a platinum gold dancer?
That was so heavily filled with sarcasm. How embarrassing! Like, what was she doing?
There you go. That's the Lukey I love.
She was.
It was like
she talks about herself being a performer, but she was like dancing like a proper mum.
It was like if on Loose Women they put rap music on, and they were like, "Go on, girls, go for it."
Yeah.
It was like, no. But do you know what this really made me think? I really desperately need and want a Drag Race UK live final. Imagine if they had a live final down the Palladium or down like where there was the Grand or somewhere. I mean, probably not the Grand. It'd probably be a bit bigger.
Well, you never know. The one in LA doesn't look that big.
They do it at the Thingy Theatre at the Ace Hotel.
Yeah, it doesn't look that big.
Bigger than the Grand though. Probably Palladium size, I reckon. But yeah, imagine us, couple of girls sipping Shirley Temples front row watching the drag.
I'd rather have some alcohol, if I'm honest.
True. I just love a maraschino cherry.
How interesting though that now, if April 22nd is officially RuPaul Day on the Strip, can we add that to our work calendar and it count as another bank holiday that we don't come into?
Yeah. Even though we wouldn't support him in any other way. If it's a free day off.
It's a religious holiday for the queers. So.
Yeah, exactly. How cute is Las Vegas naming a whole day after you? And if
Only on the Strip.
True. If you had a day off named after, if it was Miss Lukey Luck Day, what would we have to do all day?
It's funny because on Always Sunny they have an episode and it's like they all have like days and one of them like makes them have to do those stuff. I don't know. I guess just a lot of watching TV, lying around, being stoned and on K.
Yeah, probably. Sounds a bit. Mine, I'd want a big old gay parade, and then everyone has to have sex with me afterwards.
You know, in New Orleans, to have your own parade, you just need to go and get a little permit from the council, and it's very cheap, and you can just have a little parade that follows you around.
Because they like constant parties, don't they? They're like the essence of parties, the party spirit. Oh, it's raining in London. How gross. Couldn't be me.
Oh, Jesus.
Gross.
But I'd love it. I need a UK one, because us in the Rainbow Room, just watching it all live, that would really be fantastic.
Who's to say we'd get invited?
Baby. Name one place that we haven't been able to worm our nasty little
Glastonbury
places.
2022.
And on that note, as of yet, we don't have a way into Glastonbury, so we'll suck for ticks. So you need to hit
I'm
us
not
up
good at sucking. I'll just like
I will
prance
suck for
around in the
both of us.
background.
But yeah, and also this may be a long episode. We got a lot of notes. So girls, because we didn't give you one last time, grab yourself a Capri Sun and enjoy. The key joke was almost too basic to believe. She didn't even say, last time Michelle handed me a key that had white powder on. It was just like, I just cringed at it. I was like, oh God. Not
I was just thinking, how much white powder could you get on the end of that key?
I think we are the people to find out. So we are having up Ms. Angeria Paris Van Michaels. When are we going to talk about these makeup by Ariel hip pads? I gasped. She looks like she's wearing a rubber ring for padding.
Yeah, in her like video clip, I didn't think that was one of her. That was probably one of the worst she's looked in drag.
Yeah, same.
And like those weird like angles like coming up at her, and she's like giving like double chin and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like maybe she was trying to show that she's like a wacky gal, but it's like, we know who you are by now, Angie. Like, just be cute and lovely.
What about that campy little Diamante bow tie that she was wearing in her boy look?
She looked so adorable in her boy look. I couldn't even believe it.
Heaven.
Just like a little boy.
Direct quote, fashion, check. Baby, where and what are we checking? She said, fashion, check.
She said John Fashanu.
I was very confused in that. And I was thinking, do you, yes or no, think of yourself as a fashion queen?
She must do. And the fact that the judges, like 3 or 4 times, have gassed up her looks when I've been like,
yeah, no one
what?
questioned it. So that was confusing, but I love her so much that I can let it slide.
What did you think about her song, Check My Track Record?
When you think of track record, who do you think of? We're talking Shay, we're talking Gigi Good, we're talking Alaska, we're talking Bendela. Has she had a great track record?
I
Enough
think
to
it's
write a song
literally
about
just
it?
because it was a they wanted to do like a play on her song from the talent show. I think that's literally it.
Sure. I wasn't shooketh, but let me tell you, that poor wig was getting shooketh.
This was the anxiety about that wig bouncing around.
I thought we were going to have a blue high Granger moment.
Oh, Lord.
I thought the whole thing was going to fall apart because also it's stone, so it's got
Yeah.
added weight on it.
And it was like, oh yeah, it looks so bouncy.
I feel like this song was really setting the tone for the expertise in songwriting that we were about to witness. My name is Angie. I should tour with Vanjie.
And also, not only is that my idea, but it's only a quarter of an idea, because I said she should tour where it should be Angie, Vanjie, Shanji and Panji.
You know? Who wrote this garbage?
I don't know.
Unbelievable, but cute.
glad
it was short.
I like the beat.
Yeah, I'm glad it was short. I'm glad they kept
Definitely,
to
I thought it was fun. I like the beat.
Also, I guess because there's so many girls, but they all the songs felt like they were stopping very abruptly.
Yeah.
Just like verse and a chorus and we're done. Like, oh, I've like barely had time to like get into the vibe yet. And what did you think about her chat?
Oh my God, hearing Angie's dad refer to his little son as she is so beautiful and being so supportive and loving. It was cute.
If only he was a bit more supportive to the wife and let her have a word in edgeways.
Well, yeah.
I found it real creepy. RuPaul's doing it the whole time. And I know it's because like he's looking at the camera and the auto cue, but it's like asking questions straight out when they're stood next to you. Like,
that's showbiz,
so how
baby.
has it been?
That's showbiz, baby. You never turn.
then, like-
you never go 2D on the audience.
But then,
Never go
like
3D,
editing
sorry.
team, make that a close up on RuPaul. Don't give
Truly.
me a wide where it looks
Yeah.
off key.
I can't help but giving you a wide.
Did you notice like everyone had a raspy throat? Everyone was a bit like that.
Really?
Yeah.
They've all been shouting and screaming. I absolutely loved every advert break when somebody just pulls a lever and 15 naked men appear, like a sort of release the bees moment. But everyone's into fisting.
Although, did you
like
notice that everyone stayed and grooved with them apart from Willow, who just like, you can just, they're all the boys there. She's just like, fucks off.
Yeah. She's like, actually, none of your fit.
You've had your 3 minutes. And then we have Basco.
Yes.
Fuck me. Can I get some estrogen stat? Because in that clip bit, Bosco looked like fucking like Venus, Aphrodite.
She looks
Gorgeous.
so cute and soft. And...
More than cute. She was like
yeah.
aggressively
wow.
gorgeous.
Clean up on aisle 3.
Isn't it? Clean up on aisle me.
What about the performance though?
Well, first of all, not to pun intended, holy shit, she looks fucking sensational with those white eyes and the black hair.
Yeah.
I loved it. But I got very confused that her tongue was the same colour as her lips, like such a red inner mouth. Did you notice?
Yeah.
Oh, it was creepy.
It was like an anus.
I found what?
I felt like this was like a 30-second performance.
Yeah.
I literally was like, as soon as it finished, I was like, oh, damn, like, you're done. She was giving me a bit of Amanda Pett lip syncing. I felt like she was just saying cabbages. Like, at one point, I was like, I don't think you know the words to this song. She was like, you know how Pett, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just does like gibberish mouth.
Yeah.
I think maybe because like the boys, she didn't do anything, so she felt like she had to do more with her mouth.
Yeah.
Like, I thought the bit with the wings
But
was
Gully, you're on
cool,
TV.
having like the dancers remove
Yeah.
more and more, and then you get like the main reveal.
Yeah,
But
it was
like,
giving very Miss Chalet from the House of Saint Laurent.
in what
You
bit?
know when she does the sweetest taboo dance and all the feathers make
I
up
didn't.
her. She did it in the latex ball. You know Miss Chalet from, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I haven't seen her in any balls.
The clip that I showed you where she's got a whole dress that's made up of like big feathers and they're like moving with her and then they all sort of like open and it's like...
Well, like mechanically.
No, it's like actual dancers that are like down there with the feathers and they're like making a full skirt, but it's like out of like big sort of like feathers.
I did not
It's
put it up
fucking
on the
gorgeous.
thingy.
I feel like I've mentioned it before in the pod.
But yeah, I felt like she's basically doing a park and bark, and I feel like it needed more of a Violet style, like too many daddies, not enough time, like a bit more of a burlesque
I was
number.
gonna say, song lyrics and song is still staying in your head.
Yeah.
After 7 seasons.
And yeah, just the performance was just by the boys and not her. And I thought the final outfit was cool, but like the eyes on it looked like more cartoonish. Like the personality, even though it's like one's angel and one's demon, like it just felt like the demon wasn't serious. It was more like funny, and the previous outfit was like serious.
I just needed much more in every single way from her. It was just not... it just wasn't really giving me.
I thought she was absolutely great in the chat though. So funny.
Yeah. How cute
so
was that
quick.
closing and opening feather headdress? The
Yeah.
mechanic
It's like
thing.
that. Who was it? Aquaria or someone that had a
Yeah,
dress that did
the
that
TikTok
recently. Her friend Lucy Lips looks a bit too much like Sherry Pie for my.
I was saying
taste,
it was
though.
giving me a bit Alaska/Laguna Bloom in the face.
Well, there you go.
Wow. But not a great person to look like.
No.
Miss Sherry Pie NYC. How cute is it if you're a queen who hasn't made it onto the show yet, but you get a little 30-second tips stand-up section? Just like, just me making the whole audience. Wouldn't I be great on Snatch Game? Like, fantastic. Fantastic. You can tell Bosco is super loved by all of her sisters. Felt very gorgeous. Next up, we have Daya. Proof you can't keep a good queen down. Like, does she have to be constantly defined by her lowest point? And that's me saying that.
That's all you get in this. Like one character defining moment, and then that's you.
It's like you
for
are
the
a
season.
copy who should have gone.
Yeah.
Like, okay, brilliant, thank you.
I thought it was nice to see Boy Dyer with some eyebrows on.
Okay. What do you think Daya means when she says she has a punk rock attitude? What do you think that means to her?
That means doing the devil horns and sticking her tongue out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Front row at a
Raw.
Avril Lavigne concert.
WARAWR.
I hate to say it, drag aside, she's just bad vibes. And I can't help her with that. She needs to see a shaman and get herself a line stat. Like, in this interview, I was just thinking, like...
What, the pre-performance?
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, she's just bad vibes. Like, she's not someone I'd want to be around. She doesn't... There's not a warmth to her. She doesn't... Even when she, like, makes jokes, they don't feel funny. There's not, like, a sense of fun to her. Sorry.
I thought her hair and makeup was cool, although I didn't like those creepy elf ears. Never a fan of the ears.
What the fuck?
I hear you, sister, and who was it?
Ellie D. What the fuck is the song? Every scar was earned was the first line. Baby, the self-harm community they're not yearning for a pop punk anthem. Like, every scar was, and then again, her song was like, I have done awful things. I have hurt everyone around me, but just because I can fight, it doesn't mean I have to. What?
I don't know.
Who
I thought the
fuck
beginning was
is
cool
writing
though.
these songs?
That she was like breaking through like the cobwebs and stuff.
I really liked the outfit and the wig. I thought it was fucking weird.
Yeah, it was giving me kind of a cross between Violet and Aquaria's returning winner looks.
I saw a tweet
Also
that was
Coraline.
like, the dragonfly that she ate crystallized.
After a long night of looking.
I think she did the best with what she had.
But again, stopped so abruptly. Like, what?
So abruptly. It makes me wonder whether actually it was like 2.5 minutes long and they cut it for TV.
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
But would they write whole verses of songs if you're not even going to
Who
get on
fucking
there?
knows? Some of them were as long as they needed to be, though.
I thought her friend Lux's makeup was very cute, and maybe
She was cute as a bum, wasn't she?
I think maybe I'll have to do that, and then I've completed the full set of the Method Family makeups.
Notice how Crystal did not RSV to support. She's like, get my
RSV.
name out of your mouth.
She's peeing somewhere else.
Yeah, she did not RSVP at all. She went there. She was not supporting. But allow this. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. She got to the final. Congratulations. Well done. But allow this fucking pick me shit. Like, women who don't conform. I'm inspired by women who don't conform to societal norms. It's giving A-level gender studies. Do you know what I mean? It's very... Avril Lavigne wasn't sure if she titled her song SK Ater Boy, if people would get it. But it just goes to show that sometimes women need to take creative risks.
We
you
should
know?
put that on there. If you haven't seen that, that's a genuine quote from Avril Lavigne.
She just wasn't sure people would get it. It's a bit too complex. If I was in the final and if I was performing in the final and they were like, and who have you got here tonight? And I was like, oh, my friend Ruth is just down in front row. And it went to you and you were like, he is a resilient force within our community. And like, was that all like weird and like heartfelt? If you didn't rip the shit, if you said that, I would WWE off that stage and kill you. I would want you to rip the absolute shit out of me. It just feels so weird when they're so like heartfelt and just be like,
Giving these like Miss America answers.
Yeah. Like, he just does everything he does so well. And I'm so like, I don't know.
I suppose out of everyone, they feel like we've got her, at least us as her friends need to build her up.
Yeah, actually, fair enough. It's like if everyone's hated you, it's like, as my boyfriend, you need to say something
Yeah,
nice.
please.
Because no one else is. But yeah, next up we have...
Let it calm down. That haircut was needed.
Thank you.
For the boys. It's so much better to be out of the Percy Weasley, Lauren Harry's situation.
Can we make an official compilation of the many faces of Lady Camden? Because she was giving a whole nother person today.
Who?
I couldn't work out who it was. I was really hoping it would come to me. It was like, it was another like British actor from like the 60s or something. I was thinking that maybe it was someone from 40 Towers, but I don't know. Like
Manuel.
No. It was just like it was really fucking getting to me. But she has literally been 100 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favourite is a mixture between Lauren Harry's and Malcolm McLaren. Though.
What, the two ones you said? Interesting.
Yeah.
I loved her furry chaps and bucket hat look in the clip. I would definitely wear that. And I'm obsessed with her fucking waist.
Yeah.
It's the tightest snatched waist I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, I'm right here.
I know. I'm looking dead in your eyes.
Are you looking Camp right in the eye?
Yeah. The performance, I fell down, I got up. I was like, okay, finally. Wasn't happy about the...
I cannot believe that you're sitting in front of me and saying this. Did you enjoy the song?
I didn't enjoy the fact that it was so Queen-based, but this was the first performance I was kind of like, oh, this seems like a good performance. I liked the bit when they spun her out of her tutu.
Yeah.
I liked the bit when she flipped into the thing. I thought this was like... When I saw this, I was like, okay, this is the best performance of the night, without a doubt.
When I was watching it, I was thinking somewhere in Dalston, deepest Dalston, Lukey is sitting with 2 chopsticks gouging into her ears. I thought you would hate this as much as I did. As soon as the twee...
I'm Gemini, Barney. I've got duality in the mood.
Platitudes, yeah. As soon as the twee British Queen style track started, I got up and put the kettle on. I was like, I need to be in a room that is not this room. I need to leave. I need to be out of this room. It was giving me Mika, is that his name? How will I be like Grace Kelly?
God, he makes me feel sick. I don't. They're probably a they them, to be honest.
Truly, do they them make you feel sick because they them is gay?
They them's in general.
Oh,
Because no.
You would have maybe 20% of your friends left. Was it just me, or was Lady Camden barely lip syncing though? I've got a bit of a. There was like a couple of points I looked, and she was just like, sort of like. Maybe because she has tiny paper cut lips.
Maybe. I like that they did the lifts and they flipped her over. I thought, yeah, this was very good.
I would have liked to
I did think, have you got a meaty tuck down there, girl?
Oh,
in the
you
chat.
Really always giving 2 eyes on the genital situation.
You've got to be bird watching, Barney. Has Kerry taught you nothing?
I would have maybe liked a much more exciting look after the reveal. I didn't really think it looked like her or her vibe at all. She just like, sort of
like
got
the
down
flat hair and the
cotton.
Leo.
Yeah, it was like a sort of like cotton gymnastic. Yeah, it was very weird.
Now, I couldn't cope when I saw Mum Squared.
Oh,
First of all,
I basically had to edit down what I wrote. I wrote about her mum for about 3 minutes.
let's talk with the drag mum first. There's Vinegar Strokes looking motherfucker with that's either a 1 head or a 2 head, because it certainly ain't a 4 head girly.
Oh my god!
How low is that lace?
I couldn't.
And it's coming off on the side.
Yeah, it wasn't even attached properly. It was so low. I thought maybe that she's got her weights off a bit. You know, maybe it's a bit front heavy or something, just pulling down. I thought you're gonna have to blend that into your brows soon.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Talk to me about the glitter trilby. And the inside glasses for
I
the
didn't know
discotheque.
who was up in more hype or glam. The drag mother or Camden's actual mother. A silver crushed velvet glitter trilby with a pink feather clip on. Behave, you minx! I couldn't believe it. I was like, who is this diva?
And her birth mum was so awkward answering the questions. Like literally giving like one word answers.
It was so funny. Despite having a searing sense of personal style and flair, she unfortunately does not possess any cognitive speech functions.
But the exact same voice.
Yeah.
As
It's
Lady.
like getting blood from a stone trying to get her to answer anything. She certainly ain't no chatty Cathy, is she?
She is not. She's a mute Martha.
It was like, Wendy, we're going to need an answer because I have a show this evening to get to. It was literally like, so are you proud of Rex? And she was just like, yeah. But she did do a little thigh slap at the verse joke though, so maybe she just popped an edible and she was gliding through the whole experience.
Maybe something kicked in.
I'm obsessed with her. I need her social media.
We'll find her up on the social.
Absolutely obsessed. Lukey, what am I going to say that really jarred on me at the very beginning of this interview?
Oh, the dab.
I can't believe it.
Hopefully that'll be the
happened
last
twice
season.
in this episode.
Bosco as well.
Yeah.
What is it? Read an open letter to the community.
Yeah. Didn't you think that the Queen story was going to be so much more profound? It cracked me up so much. She was like, so tell us why you are so deeply linked to Queen. He was like, well, I heard a song once when I was walking. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for
I mean, it was a bit more than that. It was about breaking free, and she had just broken free of her jobs.
I like to break free of all Queen songs, ideally.
Ideally.
Yeah. Although, famously, I do think that... What's the Queen song that I think is amazing?
I don't know.
There's only one.
The Show Must Go On.
Yeah, I think that's quite fantastic.
My friends that are in bands rate
So
Queen
cryptic.
so much. They say actually both of them say Coldplay and Queen have got some of the best drummers that's ever lived.
But
or
not
something.
songs from Coldplay.
I assume not.
I refuse. Next up, we have Willow Pill. I screamed when I saw both the VT and the interview look. I thought, who is this little menace?
Her hair's grown so much.
She was giving me a little grey shush with that porn star tash.
Maybe, yeah. And I thought it was weird that she said take the piss. I didn't know Americans said that.
I know, that jarred me as well. I was like, take the piss. Okay, yeah.
Oh, so she's an Anglophile. Want to come and stay in my bed, do you, babe?
What about the performance? I was obsessed with that little Anne Geddes little baby in a
Who's Anne Geddes?
The woman that takes all the photos of the babies in the flower pots. But she
What,
quite
like back in the day?
Yeah. But she quite often dresses the babies up in like their head will be like in the middle of flower
The scent of
petals.
flower, yeah.
Yeah. Obsessed with it.
Obsessed with the concept of the song. That is a very Lukey statement. I do hate people, not you are hangers on, don't worry.
What about
I love the voice they gave her as well, because I
Yeah.
felt like the voice they gave Bosco wasn't really a good fit, but this was, I guess it was kind of similar to her Absinthe Fairy voice, a bit like was Julie Andrews-ish.
Sure. What about the reveal to this 3-headed Hydra monster, and then the vagine visage, a little ode to Evie Oddly?
Well, I was going to say, do you think that was a shout out to her drag mother? And then I was going to say, do you have a favourite multiple-headed look out of Evie, Willow and Pythia from Canada's season 2?
Mine is Evie's.
Really? Mine would be Pythia's.
It's just Pythia's.
I'll put a picture up, girlies.
Do you remember Pythia's was a bit of an odd angle? It was like, oh God, if that was
That's because
only
I feel like it was, because it's like, this is my weird...
medical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I
sure.
read it as, which kind of made
Okay.
me like it, I think. Just classic weirdo Willow. I loved it. Did you
Loved
see?
it.
She put on Instagram like a lip sync to Downtown
No.
on her thing, and she's like, "This couldn't like sum me up anymore." Sorry, I almost dabbed into my cough there. So it's basically like she's like lip syncing Downtown, like driving in a convertible, and then she like gets downtown, and basically this person like offers her drugs, and then she takes the psychedelics, and then she's trying to sing the song, then it's cutting into really weird like graphics and like the voice going. Everyone check it out on the Insta, it's very good.
Do you remember that fantastic lip sync we saw Dan Glory of Sue Gives a Fuck when she did Toxic? And she before like the first chorus, she did like a big bag of like she just like snorted from this like huge bag, and then it was like she took a big breathe in, and it was like like really, really fast, and then like for the second one, then she did like a huge thing from another bag, and then it was like and it was just like it was so fucking good.
Didn't you think her mum and sister looked exactly the same?
I loved meeting the Pills. How cute. Yeah, I really
But unfortunately, one of Willow's other sister passed away recently, who also had the
God.
same disease as her. So I thought it was nice there's everything was so positive.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I can't believe both her and Evie both have debilitating chronic illness. Like, it never occurred to me that it's like, that's my drag mama. It's like, do we think it's hereditary through the drag family?
maybe
Or
the
do we
family that stays together.
Yeah. Or do we need to get
Medicated
Erin
her.
Brocco down to Denver to check out that water? Because you've seen Erin Brockovich, right?
Of course not.
No, you've never seen Erin
course
Brockovich. You
not.
know the story, though.
No, what? A shouty lady.
No, she's like a sort of she's a Midwestern ma. She's rocking a lovely pair of Daisy Dukes and a
No, she's got lovely hair.
yeah. And
Well,
she's
it's JR, isn't it? Would you
yeah,
expect?
gorgeous. I loved when she was like, I don't see how that's any of your business.
Oh my God, the
But
greatest thing
you
ever.
weren't milking me, mama.
But RuPaul has said that to someone doing walkabouts in for Snatch Game in another
Yeah.
season. Ru has said that, so that's so clever of Willow to have remembered that and just use it back.
Yeah.
My boyfriend loved it.
And she really laughed as well. Like, she really laughed, and that's not you don't
Who,
get
Ru?
that. You don't get that often from her. So I thought that was cute.
I don't see how that's any of your business.
I love the close up on the trans Mount Rushmore. Just nod when she was like, "I'm really falling in love with myself again." It just cut to like the trans godmothers just sitting there being like, "Yeah, we love you,"
No.
and they were just nodding and smiling. Which is
Who?
very
Carrie and
cute.
Corny?
Yeah, Carrie and Corny. Should we take a little break?
Let's do it.
Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch.
Here, Luke.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch.
Go on.
During the final night of filming in Nova Scotia for Titanic, James Cameron wanted to treat the cast and crew to a nice clam chowder.
Chowder!
But an unknown kitchen staff member spiked the chowder with PCP. This led to filming being halted as the whole cast were throwing up and tripping balls, and they all had to be taken to the nearest hospital, including James Cameron himself.
Why would you waste all your PCP?
Who fucking knows?
Is that verified? Why isn't that more of like a known fact?
Well, that's the whole point of Let Me Tell You Something, You Ugly Bitch. Unknown facts from the ether. But there's like whole articles and stuff about it. If you Google it, it is sort of like a thing that is known. And James Cameron spoken about it. But there was actually like
What was the reason?
there was like a police inquiry into it, but it's still unknown as to who did it and why they did it. How fucking nuts is that? Imagine being on PCP and like not knowing, because apparently they all went back to work, and then apparently like people were having to like leave, like some people got more fucked than others. There's a whole Vice article on it. Some people were getting like more fucked than others more quickly, and like people were like sketching out and stuff, and then other people were like, oh, that's so weird, like I don't feel anything, and then like 20 minutes later they're like, okay, I need to get outside. And also as well, imagine working on a disaster film and being on PCP.
PCP, is that like a quick one, like DMT?
Yes, I believe.
Well, I guess not, because then they wouldn't need to go to hospital.
Well, you ingest it, but I think
ingest
it only
all
I think it lasts for about 5 hours.
Okay, so like, because DMT is like a
30,
minute.
Yeah.
That reminds me of went to this house party once,
That reminds me of some time when I drugged someone with it.
and
under their
this
dress.
girl, had made a big punch with like fuckloads of acid in it, and was giving everyone shots when they came in. But I had been out previously, and obviously had taken too much K, and I was feeling really sick. So I was literally like, "No, I need to go to the bathroom and be sick." And she was like trying to give me the thing. I was like fuck your drink. One of the people there had brain surgery like 3 days before, literal surgery on his
and
brain.
no one knew that
No.
there was acid in the punch. That is fucking mental. First of all,
And she lived on like the 5th floor as well. Like, imagine if it's like the classic, I could fly. Not that
but
anyone
also
would
like,
ever.
why are you wasting fucking acid on all these people?
Yeah.
Imagine like if we did that to like a party of our mates. It's like probably only about 20%, 30% of people would actually want to be on it anyway. So
And it's
like,
just
you're probably-
horrible. Like, it's one thing knowing you're taking it, but like it must be so creepy, like feeling weird and just be like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on?
And especially like if you've taken like acid or PCP or
And not everyone there had it. They'd never
DMT.
taken anything before.
well, this article that I read this thing from, the woman was like, I've never taken any hallucinogenics before. So she was like, it was actually quite chill, because she was like, I didn't have that much, but she said the clam chowder was so delicious that people were going up for like seconds and thirds. So some people had like, insane
Hot
in the membrane.
diggity damn.
But let's go back to the drags.
Well, next up, We have Losing is the New Winning, featuring Jada Essence Hall, Cameron Michaels, Trinity K. Bonet, Kahana Montrese, Derek Barry, and Naomi Smalls.
Now, baby, this is a toe-tapping, finger-snapping diva beat.
This was my second big scream of the night when I saw my girl Jada.
I think this is a great song.
I like how they've brought in the "I'm still that bitch" part to it.
Don't you agree?
But I don't understand, why is Losing the New Winning?
Because because in the original lineup of the girls that were on the tour, they didn't. I think as well, like in the Drag Live show, it's got like a story to it. I think they all are like applying for Drag Race.
Baby, we made it.
Yeah, and I think like the story of it is that they like get to Drag Race and they have to do challenges and stuff, and that's the story of the show. But I think they probably didn't have any winners when it first started, so it's like you've got like people like Naomi and stuff, and it's like, baby.
But it's still
Losing
just
it.
a weird angle to take, isn't it?
True.
I thought Jada's hair was amazing. It was by OMG Wigs, who also did Kahana's red carpet hair.
Glad to see she's finally getting her finale moment on a real stage.
Sidebar, how the fuck did Kahana get this gig?
Oh my
Especially
God.
since she is unrecognisable from her 2 episodes in season 11.
I had to double take. I have no idea who this person is. Firstly, as you well know, a diva does not look down. Roll the YouTube clips of Beyonce. Like, you do not look down as you're walking them stairs 8 shows a week, and your head with a giant double stack wig needs to be looking down at the thing. First of all, if you're going to do that, let's talk stagecraft. The 2 girls that are walking behind you, put a hand on the shoulder and be steadied by them. Let them look down because you're the one singing.
I don't know.
You can look forward.
Well, we'll get to that, I guess. I was livid about that. Also, another sidebar.
Yeah.
That looked just like a curly version of our statement braids wig, so we should probably try that.
That's exactly what I thought. I even wrote it down on a note.
How do you feel about Cameron?
I think, look, she hasn't got 2 lbs of personality to rub together, but she has emotional intensity, and I think she was born for the stage. So
She's a fantastic performer.
I will finger snap. Probably not front row. Probably be near the merch stand.
Didn't we see her at the Grand? We were like, actually, she's
Yeah,
fucking
and
Wait, didn't she do Marilyn Manson? But that was before we knew he was bad. We were going the fuck off, but now obviously not.
I think she's got fantastic stage energy, and I thought she looked good as well. I thought
Yeah.
this was a bit reminiscent of a Lukey Luck sort of black velvet, the Cher outfit.
Literally, that's
Nothing like it.
trousers and a top, but fine.
The Cher outfit?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
But it's got loads of nude delusions.
Not really.
No?
No.
Wow, not how I picture it at all.
You don't
the
pay
one
any
with the like
attention
the
to
one with the
women.
like black velvet sort of like collar.
Yeah.
But it's black and silver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I saw it once about 6 years ago, so
You've seen it so many times.
Sure.
Then we had another scream. Just the lovely Las Vegas Beyonce impersonator TKB coming down the stairs. My sweet baby girl.
She is a star. She is a galaxy. She is a universe.
I thought she looked like Yara Sophia, first of all, coming down the stairs. Who's that?
when she started hitting those sassy boom cats, I thought, that is a fucking pro.
Yeah, her and Cameron doing their little dance was like, yeah,
When
get it, girls.
when both of them were hitting the 8 count, I thought, yes, this is what I want to see. I want to see girls that can keep the fuck up with professional dancers, and they both can. And you can see, sorry, can I just say, you can see why, even though Cameron Michaels, sure, the personality, it's not all there, but you can see why on stage she is still booked by every single thing that Voss does. Like, she's there.
She's still there, bitch. Then we have Kahana, Derek and Naomi coming down. Why the fuck is Derek Barry not got any lines and Kahana Montrese has lines? The audacity.
Derek Barry looked so lost.
Oh, I love it so much.
You are a convert.
I think a
convert.
In the group the group choreo, I think he missed a bit.
There was a couple of times that I saw him peek out from behind, and I thought, baby, you shouldn't be on that stage. He is so bad. I'm sorry. I am a convert, and I think he's a maniac, but he doesn't have. He's obviously within, like, when you're impersonating a real person, Britney Spears doesn't have drag energy.
He dances like he's doing Britney.
Yeah, Britney has like compact. The reason she's so sick is because she's a sexy woman. That's not drag energy. Do you know what I mean? Like, what Cameron gives is not sexy woman, it's sexy drag woman. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so it has so much impact, and it's so
I'd say Cameron's
exag.
pretty like realistic. She doesn't look that draggy to me.
But she still has, because she's a built man, the way that she executes moves has such like a precise energy to them, and it's so big that it doesn't look like a woman. I don't know.
I disagree.
Whereas little Barry is little teeny tiny cutes and she's very compact. And I think she gives Britney energy, which doesn't translate very well on a drag stage when you're trying to compete with 6'7" Naomi.
But it's all right. I couldn't stay mad for long because Naomi's body came on my fucking screen.
Lovely to see Naomi in something other than a poker straight human unit. That greased up body.
Please, Lord have mercy.
She exudes star quality.
Fanny flutters, I'm not even joking.
When, what she has, you cannot teach.
I just wish she put some energy into her face. Like, not physical energy, like energy makeup-wise. Like, I love her. I was going to say, but her face, though, but I thought, come on, you respect her too much, and I don't want to say that on the pod. Like, I just wish she was still doing her, like, original, like, draggy makeup, not this real girl makeup.
But, like, makeup has moved on. It's like...
But keep it moving, fish, because, like, keep it pushing. Like, this isn't the one you need to stick on. I love her, but this isn't her prettiest.
Baby, the key change. I was body rocking in the house tonight. When it hit that key change, I was literally, I was like Kurt Hummel up in that bitch. Like, yes,
Who's
that was
Kurt Hummel?
The faggot from Glee.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Sidebar. Another
ball.
sidebar. There's so many.
Keep on moving.
I love how we both literally just talking over each other, so neither of us knew what either of us said then, so it doesn't even matter. Naomi has 1.6 million Instagram followers now.
She deserves them.
That's crazy. That's a lot of people.
The thing is, what is so fantastic about how drag queens, specifically from the American franchise, have become like the new rock stars is like some of them are serving such Plastic Tiara on TikTok she has like 20 mil or something.
Oh, of course.
But what's so fantastic is that not only if you're queer and you enjoy drag, you're like, yeah, fantastic. But some of them are so beautiful that like girls are just like, they're Seven Beauty. So I like the outfits. Yeah, I like the outfits. I like do you know what I mean? So like even people that like aren't engrossed in like queer culture or whatever are just like picking up on like their styling tips.
Yeah, of course. Well, like Plastic TikToks, you know exactly what's going to happen every time, but I'm here watching with my hands under my chin like a little angel.
When I tell you, I would let Boy Plastic... What is Plastic's real name?
I don't know.
Boy Plastic do whatever the fuck they wanted to me. Believe it. But this is such harmonious and intelligent brand crossover. I just thought using their theatre, the Las Vegas theatre, and then also including an advert for the show, which is also like a sort of heralding the success of the girls, being like, look, like...
saving money.
Yeah, like it's just so fucking good. But I do feel a bit shit for the original, like Frank Marino's like Diva Las Vegas, where Coco, Derek, Chad all got their start as like female impersonators. And then I noticed as well, like, not Coco Montrese, but a lot of the Vegas divas are boy names, like Chad Michaels and Derek Barry.
Yes.
And like there was ones as well, and then like Larry Edwards,
who goes by Hot Chocolate though,
but they actually go by Larry Edwards. In like Diva Las Vegas, which is the number one long running show on the Strip. It's had the most performances of any show on the Strip ever. Why
didn't we go?
Because do you not remember with like their like Monday to Wednesday, it was like they are the days when all shows are off.
Well, that was the big shows. They still have like that was like J-Lo and Backstreet Boys.
We were too busy fluttering around on all the roulette tables.
We actually got free tickets to go to this party on the rooftop where like Tiger was, weirdly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh, that was so mental. Like that's one of the good things about being in Vegas with hot girls. Like just like you just like walk along, people are like, please come to our club. It's like, okay.
It was just in the top bit of our hotel.
Do you not remember? He was literally like, can you please come into the club? Here are free drinks tickets. Like you can come in for free. And there was like people like queuing and stuff.
He made me go upstairs and change out of my trainers though, the dick.
Oh my God, yeah.
So pissed
off.
He
wanted you enough. He wanted you enough to give us free drinks tickets up there.
I mean, I think just any...
very fucking cute.
Any female.
But it was the most famous female impersonation review show in the world. Do you know who Frank Marino is? Have you ever seen his? There's like a millionaire matchmaker on him because he's worth like £30 million or something, and he has the most mental plastic face and hair plugs you've ever seen in your life. Love him, and he's done Joan Rivers on the Strip. But it makes me a bit worried for these people because it's like without the star power, the TV power of Drag Race, like are these doing so well anymore? Because drag is Vegas. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
I hope so. But speaking of legendary queens, let's talk Hot Chocolate. What a lovely shout out. What a fucking, like, because she is legendary.
I was gutted she wasn't in an iconic Tina wig though.
Yeah, I would have loved to see that. But Miss Gay America is such a fucking huge thing, isn't it? Like, such a huge title.
Is it like the original pageant, the original gay pageant, I think?
I guess so. Do they still do it?
Miss America.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do they still do it? And that's what Alyssa won, Miss Gay America. Well,
I don't know. Did she?
Passed over to Coco. And did you just love that she was like sobbing like a baby?
Yeah.
Oh,
I like that they showed
cute.
the old clips of her in the crowd from other finales as well.
Yeah, shout out Larry Edwards.
I was very into this slot machine graphic they used to like choose the girls.
Do you not think it was so unceremonious? This whole bit I found very confusing. It was just like very unceremonious, and I thought there were going to be there was no explanation. I thought there were going to be multiple lip syncs like there normally is. It would be like, right, Camden against Willow, and that means so and so against so and so or whatever.
We ain't got time for that. That took the whole episode last time. We've just watched 5 performances.
When Camden started sobbing, I was like, chill, babe. Like, why are you crying? And then I was like, oh, because she's got through to the finale. She is one of 2 finales.
Yeah.
I didn't get that at all.
I knew it was going to be these 2. Did you think it might be anyone else?
No, I didn't. I don't think it could have been.
No. Yeah, the first 2 like Dyer's was a bit more interesting. It's just, they kind of like got a bit better and better as they went along, didn't they?
Yeah.
I can't believe they did Bosco dirty like that, though, letting it kind of like wiggle between Bosco and Willow. There's like, nah, it's Willow.
No, it was between her and Dyer.
No.
Wasn't? It for suresies. Oh, I really thought it was Dyer because I was like, interesting that they would do that. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. But yeah.
And then my next big scream of the night. Scream my head off again. Last year's winner, the Ebony Enchantress, Simone, has come back. She is one of my all-time faves. One of only 2 girls I've got the t-shirt of. In fact, I'm going to have to buy a Willow Pill t-shirt, actually.
Can I make a public service announcement? If you've been lucky enough to stay off social media this weekend, then maybe you wouldn't have seen the onslaught of discourse that has happened surrounding the effervescent and beautiful Simone's look. I would just like to say, all these fucking little James Charles stans sitting tongue-popping in their tropical River Island coords, tweeting that it wasn't drag, it wasn't finale-worthy, it wasn't elevated. Like, it goes without saying that in your wildest dreams, you could never show 1% of what Simone has shown in her drag legacy. But newsflash to the tender queers, Simone didn't get dressed up this morning. That morning, she didn't look in the mirror and think like, who do I need to please today? Maybe it's Aquaria is my heart 98 on Twitter. If she is the embodiment of the culture, and if you don't get the references, then say that. That's what you... If you don't like it, it's because you don't get her references, which is a very different thing from her drag not being good.
Well, yeah, everything she always does is take like a sort of like around the way girl kind of look and like elevate. And maybe you thought she was just wearing a t-shirt, but on her Instagram she showed how they made the top. It's
Insania,
like,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
it's like they did a whole cast of her torso and then kind of like, laid the fabric with like all the folds onto it with resin to give it like a wet look. So it's not just like put on, like everything is like perfectly placed. The jeans on the back had a proper like Simone like Levi's style badge. They were crystalled with an inch of their fucking arse. Like that wasn't jeans and a top, girly.
She's shown pageantry, she's shown couture, she's shown gowns, she's given you little bottom feeders, the red carpet moment. This very episode wearing fresh off the runway Monsori, who dresses Beyonce, Oprah, like she is a...
What was that, her red carpet?
Yeah,
look?
the beautiful red gown. And it's like, ask your besties Bianca and Trixie if they have this range. Is this what you demand from your other winners? Like, I just couldn't...
So what people were saying, just jeans and a nice top.
It was shit, basically. People being like, wow, like, excuse me, Violet set a standard for the winners that, like, Sasha Velour and Aquaria, read Thin White Queens, have kept up. And when you're the queen, you need to pass up. Just, like, the weird entitlement that these, like, Drag Race fans feel as to how people should be dressed. It's like, first of all, are you paying for it?
Because like, if that's how you think, then surely you wouldn't have liked most of her looks on the runway because they were all like drag love letters to just like sick
Black
bitches.
Women, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, enough of the negativity. Let's talk about the looks. I fucking loved this look. This little Kim reference, the throwback to like 90s red carpet when Kimmy, the brat, like Foxy, all the greats were just like blinging the fuck. Yeah, I said blinging. Blinging the fuck out
Thank
of
Lil Wayne for that.
streetwear and wearing it to the Grammys. That's what it was. It was just like, yeah, like this is, like you said, this is round the way girls. Like, I just loved it. And the construction of that crinkled wet top.
Sick.
Oh, I just thought this was so sick. And what I loved about it so much is like, there is a legacy of like, you need to come back and you need to show these bitches how much money you've made, how elevated, how you are this is the reason why you won. And she did. She was like,
this is Simone.
I could be in a t-shirt and jeans and on your best day you could never. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and that's everything. And she is, I saw someone say that she's like the first winner that could replace RuPaul, that has the right star power, that has the right personality.
I reckon Shay could as well.
Oh, I love Shay. Love Shay.
Them are two
and
t-shirt girls.
The way she spoke to the audience, that's Rue's predecessor. Like,
yes, that's never before has someone been there reading autocue. They've just come on and been like, hello, it's been a great year. Yes, here's your thing. She's like presented that whole section.
Yeah.
Introduced La Ree.
And so warm. So, how do you feel about the hair?
I liked it.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Gigi, of course.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was so bothered by the general reaction of ages 14 to 17 on social media just talking about it and always comparing. There was actually, like I said to you earlier, there was a Paper magazine article that was like that came out that was like in support of it.
It must have been so livid to turn it around that quickly.
Yeah, just being like, it's so like what she has done with her legacy is she doesn't dress for you. She dresses like her brand is so unique and so speaks to so many people. And if it doesn't speak to you, that's your problem.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't get dressed. She doesn't go like, oh, the girls want to see a pageant gown. She does whatever Simone the fuck wants to do.
That's why we love her.
And that's why she was in the Savage X Fenty show. That's why she was at the Met Gala.
That's why she's the Ebony Enchantress.
Enchantress.
Season 13, Miss Congeniality comes in, La Ree, to hand over in a little Mugler-inspired look.
She's a handsome woman, isn't she? Very much from the Larry Edwards School of Beauty.
I thought it was going to be either Cornbread or perhaps Miss Kerry Colby for her humanitarian work.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you think that Miss La Ree had a real tightness to the jaw like she'd been on the MKat?
Oh, no.
She was talking, she was like, there was a real sort of uppers clench going on.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I really did.
What do you think of her look?
Sure.
Did you get the reference?
I did, but not only on second glance. I was like, oh, maybe it's supposed to be that, because I didn't love it on her because I didn't.
Well, hers was a lot less chandelier.
Yeah,
I didn't recognise. I just saw it on that other podcaster's Instagram.
I didn't. I think because I didn't see it at first, I understood that that's probably where it was going, but I wouldn't have said to you like that's the Mugler reference. But yeah. I mean, of course it was going to be Cornbread. To me, of course it was going to be, just because she's so beloved, and she said drag has done what it needed to do for her, and she's going to concentrate on acting now. She's not going to continue with drag.
I heard on Drag Race.
Yeah.
I mean, on Race Chaser, that they wanted her to come back and be an all-star, and she was like, I don't feel like I'm ready to compete in All Stars with people that have like made their money, like they've been on the show and they've got all their money. I can't. But I've done like 3 episodes. You can't put me up there. I want to do another normal season, and they didn't want her to, apparently. So
that's.
They were like, yeah, why wouldn't you just have any chance to have Cornbread on your show? Wouldn't you just be like, yeah, whatever.
100%.
A Christmas special, girly. I don't care.
Absolutely loved Jasmine just screaming in the background constantly. Just like, you cannot keep a good bitch quiet.
Oh, because she was like, this is the Miss Congeniality outfit.
But there was like two points when she was literally just like screaming in the back. It was just like, wow, she's loud, isn't she? Love her. 2K.
She's a woman. She's allowed to be loud.
2K for all the queens. Absolutely
so
lovely.
They got more money when they know what to do with this season, don't they?
They're throwing it around, didn't they?
All these extra episodes means extra advertising money, I guess.
So let's talk final lip syncs. Initial thoughts on the primary looks. I say primary because obviously they're going to change.
This was another massive scream from me.
Yeah.
I lost my fucking mind at that suit of Willow's.
Did you get the reference?
No.
So I only got the reference weird, and I wonder whether this is where she got the reference from. I only got the reference because there was a trending article in Vogue.
Unless it's Dick Tracy, then I don't know.
No. Trending article in Vogue by Lou Stoppard, who basically there was like this resurgence in interest in this 80s book. It was like a very famous sort of like cult book in the 80s by Jane Asher about how to make costumes. And it was like,
I've got like a children's cake book from Jane Asher.
She used to make like books about things, and the Jane Asher book of costumes is very famous, and there was a Vogue article written about it, and people became...
Well, it's what, like fancy dress costumes for kids?
Yeah. And people became obsessed with it because someone found it in lockdown, and then that they were going through it in like the very early stages of lockdown, being like, this is mental. And there was like a whole TikTok thing where people were remaking the costumes, and one of them, I'll see if I can find a photo, is a child in a to the floor suit jacket.
So it meant to be like a gangster.
Well, no, it's exactly like Willow's. Like, it's a recreation of it, just like suit jacket down to the thing, and then the other person is in trousers that like start at their neck, just down to the floor. And it's just like, I don't know, like you're dressed up as a jacket and dressed up as trousers or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Good outfit for twins.
I was obsessed with this sort of David Byrne, like, yeah, just thought it was so fucking good.
Screaming. And when it started as well, she was doing that little shimmy in it. I couldn't cope.
Constantly playing around with proportion, constantly making herself look stupid and funny and weird. And I mean,
it was a shame Lady Camden's outfit was so shit. It looked like a second option for her like Cupid thing she did for Heart on the Runway.
Where is Rue supposed to be watching from? Do you think he just went out back for a vape and just left him to it? Like, why did he like disappear and then there had that little... Because normally he watches from the front, so he's like, I have watched the lip sync.
Yeah.
Weird.
Maybe just the way that room is set up, there wasn't place for him to go down the stairs or something, but just build some stairs. It's finale.
Just such a weird thing for him to be like, this is how I'm going to decide who has won, and then he's like, not there.
Or maybe they thought it would be easier to like judge on the monitors, so you've got like one monitor on Willow, one on Camden, so you can look better than just like using your eyes to look.
Maybe. Or maybe she just don't give a fuck.
Question. Does it get any gayer than Cher covering ABBA?
Well, when the ABBA kicked in, I thought, this can't get any better. Stop. Cher. I just thought, and did you scream when the ABBA... Did you recognise that it was the Cher version?
It said on the bottom.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't recognise that. I just thought this is the apex of the gay movement, isn't it? I absolutely loved it. Now, I didn't think this was a bloodbath, but I thought it showcased what they do. Does that make sense?
It was like a weird mid-tempo song. It's not really the kind of a finale song, I would say.
No. Do you know what one bit which wasn't cooking for me?
Lady Camden recreating the trip.
Yeah, and
she'd already done it in her little VT clip before as well. So it's like no.
And then also the fact that it was like a slow moment. It wasn't even like she fell over and then the wig came up. It was like she sort of like was like detangling her hair for a bit.
I think it's like because it like the beat stops for a bit because her and Willow both kind of paused.
Yeah,
and then it kicked back in.
But Camden was getting every motherfucking penny out of that human hair unit, though. Red wig, thick ass, giving whiplash. Like, she literally, at one point, she would just say she was like a whirling dervish, like just like.
It was reminding me, like the double leotard and thigh-high boots of Tati and Alyssa, and just two girls I love just going for it, and like in sort of like almost matching but not matching. It's hot.
Yeah. Baby, spoiler. A trans woman winner and Miss Congeniality and All Stars crown. Mm-hmm. I know that's right. Like, that is... To think that 3-4 years ago, there was discourse surrounding whether RuPaul even thought that trans people should be included in this godforsaken show.
They're running the goddamn show.
And now, they are running it. Running things. It's madness, isn't it? Like,
so, remember the other week when I was like, oh, I've seen a spoiler, I know who wins.
Turns out.
Yeah, they said on this thing I saw, it said that Lady Camden won. But if I had any brain cells to rub together, I would have known that that's not true because they hadn't even gone in and filmed the fucking live final at that point. So I don't know how I got so shook from that. But because of that, I was just literally like, I had like put like my hood up and I was like, oh my God, I know she's going to say Camden, but just Willow. So then when she said it, I was just like, I thought I was going to cry, but I think I was just so exhausted from the tension. I was just sort of like collapsed. Like,
It
Thank God.
Yeah, I couldn't. It had to be Willow for me, and I think she's going to be a fucking. I feel like she again has kind of like Evie energy. Evie was from a season where it was like it was a bit up in the air as to who was going to win. Do you know what I mean? It could have been Brooke. It could have been her. And then I think that when Evie won, she's just like so fucking weird and so brilliant, and she's got such a unique brain. I feel like Willow's going to be exactly like that. That now she's going to have even more budget, and she's going not that budget makes good drag, but like she's gonna have all the time and budget in the world to just like execute her wildest looks that she can possibly
Well,
can.
you've got that extra 50k, girl.
Can you believe?
Are they gonna have to keep that up now, or are they gonna be like, sorry, that was just for last season because it was so
They're
long?
gonna have to.
And the runner-up,
it's only ever gonna get bigger.
runner-up 50k.
I feel like we should get 50k for watching.
I feel like we should.
Yeah.
I always feel so bad for the person that loses because it's literally like you're a ghost. There's not even like good
You
game,
cease
good
to
game.
exist.
Yeah, it's just like kind of like it's Willow, and then do we ever see Camden again?
Do you know what they should have a trapdoor?
Yeah,
It's Willow. Boom, and you just land on in a bowl of puppies.
Yeah,
Something to.
I suppose at least the 50k is something to wipe your tears with, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean more than wipe your fucking tears with.
Buy yourself some new tear ducts. It's so good when your girl wins.
I know, but we often do get that. We are quite lucky. I feel it was just
The last two
not
now
UK,
we've had.
not UK.
Yeah.
And
And she was our front runner from episode 1.
yeah, love her so much. Let's talk Rose and Thorn, shall we? Baby, what was your Rose?
My rose was seeing my baby girl Simone again, but also Willow's suit outfit. It was
Yeah.
a jewel.
My Rose was Simone ruffling all you batty boys' feathers. Won't she do it? Won't she do it? What was your Thorn?
It was another double Dave between lack of Derek Barry on my screen and lack of Naomi Smalls' makeup kit. I just want more from the girls.
Mine was also a lack, and it was like I said before, the lack of the other drag race queens in the audience because I like to see what the girlsies are wearing.
And it's nice when I suppose they wouldn't ask questions because it's not a reunion. Ignore me.
But I like to see all of the girlies on the red carpet and stuff. So I don't know. I would have liked to see more of them.
Oi, oi.
Jesus, will you turn your
Oh
phone?
Lord, sorry, I just taken
much
my phone off
money.
airplane mode just because we have a voice note all the way from Australia that I'm going to throw in at the end.
Oh my God, yes, me too. Oh my God, I haven't had this. Play.
Oh no, memento.
Okay.
Hello, Lukey and Barney. My name's David. I'm messaging you from Sydney, Australia, mate. And I love your podcast. I stumbled onto it a few months ago, and I've gone back and listened to everything. You guys are just absolutely fantastic. And I've heard you mention Married at First Sight a few times and how you're obsessed with that show just like I am. So I would love for your opinions about what we saw in the last season and Psycho Bitch Olivia and stuck-up Princess Tamara. I'm sure you have a whole ton of opinions about it. So please, spill.
David Lambert.
Right in the sweet spot, and literally just as we finished, we are just on a crusade through all of the Married at First Sight. Maybe we pivot to a maths pod.
Maybe. Nothing makes me want to troll motherfuckers more than Married at First Sight.
I can't
honestly.
believe it. I cannot believe there's such a difference. First of all, if you haven't watched any of the UK Married at First Sight, pop on there. We've got our first queer couple, and we also
The most recent season.
and we also include people of colour, so that's nice. Whereas the Australian one, wow,
Very few and far between.
absolutely mental. But
Let's address these questions. First of all, Brent is the fittest person that has ever been on Married at First Sight. So straight away when we
who's
saw
in the
him,
top three though? Brent.
well, I love my Bretty. He's not necessarily fit, but I'm in
love
love with him.
Yeah.
Who's that arsehole with the blonde hair? He's not an arsehole in the end though. He turned out all right.
Ella and Ella May Ding and Mitch.
Ella and Mitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when we saw Brent, he was like doing real successful moves in like America and Dubai, very big in like in entertainment. He's got pictures of like Will Smith and stuff, doing so great. And then at the pandemic, he lost his job and had to come back to Australia, living in a little one-bedroom apartment or what's called a studio. Yeah. And then he gets teamed up with this stuck-up bitch Tamara, who thinks she's all that when she needs a nose job. And as someone who's had a nose job, I can say that loud and proud, brother.
You are nasty.
We were like, oh, she's a nasty piece of work, this one, because immediately she's like,
sorry, you work in hospitality?
Yeah, looking down her giant nose at him. And we thought maybe it was going to turn around for a bit. She seemed to be loosening up, and then in the end she really showed her true colours.
I was saying the whole way through, there is nothing that is more apparent to me. It's so transparent that she is so deeply unhappy with her own life. 100%, she's like, whatever this bullshit job that she's hyping up, she is 100% just like an admin assistant.
Operations manager.
It's like, I've been an operations manager at 2 different places, and I was literally just like a glorified like caretaker. Like, honey,
you're just sweeping up fat butts outside.
Truly, honey, 100% you know that she's got a shit life, and she is demanding that the person that she meets has a really exciting life. What was really blowing my mind about this season is there was just some really fucking horrible people on it. Like the girls. What was the other blonde girl called? Samantha.
Oh, well, Al's one.
Yeah, them 3.
I told you she was nasty work the whole time because, yeah, Al is like this. He's basically a child, and he was drinking beer out of his shoe, or a shoey.
I can't believe that this is just a widely accepted cultural thing.
I think if
someone does a sort of like a wooga to the sky, and then please, David, let us know if you've ever done a shoey, and we'll need physical evidence.
I don't think beer stays in a lovely open toast stiletto.
Yeah. But it's just absolutely fucking mental. It's like they forget that they're on TV. All of these.
But yeah, so there was this young idiot who's very cute, teamed up with this bitch, and then just so many bitchy blonde women on it this season. And Olivia was the queen. I feel like we've got so much to talk about. I'm not actually finishing any thoughts, but basically, love Brent, hate Tamara. At the end, he basically read her to filth, tore her apart to shreds. It was great.
I can't believe we haven't mentioned Methuselah herself. Like,
I'm getting onto it.
Yeah.
Olivia, who has been paired up with someone who has the reddest lips in town.
Yeah, little Princess Peach lips.
Yeah, her whole story was like, oh, poor me, used to be larger and I was bullied. And then it proceeds to be the biggest, nastiest body-shaming bully that's ever existed.
It's a societal fact that if you've got ex-fat girl energy, then you are, I say this as an ex-fat girl. If you've got ex-fat girl energy, that's like spoken about as like you are, that it's something that makes you kind. Do you know what I mean? Like when
just anyone who is like bullied,
it's
or
like
something.
Anyone that understands what it's like for people to like chat shit about them, about the way they look, and judge them and make them feel awful when they're growing up in formative years. Like, actually, that probably means that you're going to be a much better person when you're older. It's like, plot twist, she is still living in the deep, dark depths of just bitterness. Awful.
Yeah, it's hard to really like. We've watched about 45 hours of this, so there's
just one season.
So much you don't know that we can't tell you if you haven't seen it.
But you should watch it. There's an OnlyFans scandal. One of them finds that there's that one of these girls has an existing OnlyFans.
Olivia
sends it round to everyone, a picture of her, and we were like, right, okay, what is this going to be? This is going to be like she is on a boat on her back, surrounded by 15 men, bukkake and hot, wet jism onto her face. She's got the puss widespread open. When I tell you, it is just a badly pixelated photo of her.
I think it's pixelated so that we can't see.
Lying on her front with a bit of butt crack.
Yeah, it's honestly nothing.
Like, wow, this is so disrespectful and disgusting. Like, how can you even be with her after she has prostituted her body in this way? It was like, are you fucking kidding? I thought worse on Instagram.
She's going around telling people that like, oh god, because then there's the glass incident. So this is too much. There's too much drama.
We're gonna have to start a pod. Listen, David, you've opened a can of worms.
But basically, absolutely fucking hate Olivia so much, and this was so close to trolling her so many times.
Let's get off the negative, because the best thing to come from this is when you're watching something like this, and it's basically based on like whether they're good people or not, and you're watching it being like, look how she's treating him. She is not a good person. She's nasty. That you're like, please let the rest of the world agree with me. And when you go on the social medias afterwards, these nasty girls have got
fired
a tenth of the followers of everyone else, and like they have like lost their jobs, and people are like, do you know what, I don't feel this Olivia woman was a teacher of young children,
shaping young women to be just like her.
I don't feel like I trust you to be around young people anymore. So at least that you can, the one good thing after you go on it is like, oh, this woman that had a really awful time and was body shamed and They're slut-shamed, all of this, although I don't think...
I'm not slut-shaming. I'm not slut-shaming.
She at least has got, like, the good people out of it have got hundreds of thousands of followers, while the other ones
I want to
fade
shout
away into
out
obscurity.
Dominica and Jack. Shout out Ella and Mitch. I know you're listening, girlies.
Love Ella mating.
Also, really shout out to Martha, Jess and Innes from the other season.
Yeah.
Love you, girls.
But love it. Now, this is going to be our last episode for a while because we're going to come back for the UK season 4.
With some celebrity interviews.
Oh, yeah. It's actually finished being filmed. So I reckon we'll have it end of the year.
It was normally Christmassy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's normally about November. Yeah.
We don't think we're going to do Winners All Stars.
No, well, we'll see.
We'll see.
No, don't think so, though. But as always, thank you so much for your support. Love you, girlies. Drop us a message. Love to get your inbox messages, so drop us a message and we'll have a chit-chat.
Yeah. Until next time.
Ooh, love you.